the people who are watching us right now. They also wants to join this super speaker season 3 is coming up, and they wants to be in this top 10, top 5. What is the things they all can do? How they can prepare all those things to deliver a massive great speech? When you do practice, after the practice you become unforgettable.
There is a vibe for everybody. It's not like every single person in the audience is going to be a fan. I feel like one of the strongest things that really stands out is authenticity.
How people can develop energy in themselves so the audience will get too much attention and audience enjoy the show, and when they leave the show they feel like I don't want to leave and I want to be in that zone. So how that
Right.
happen? Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Warrior Show. This is where we interview coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs who are expert in their niche. And in this amazing series of interview, today we have a super awesome guest with us. She is a singer-songwriter turned into communication coach, and she is also a accomplished musician, having released several albums and performed on stage around the world. She is also under 10 in Success Gyan Super Speaker Season 2, and she is a super energetic coach. So without further delay, let's have Ambili Menon on the stage with 100% energy. Hi Ambili, how are you?
I'm awesome, Nilesh. Thank you so much for having me. It's absolutely wonderful to meet you and to interact with you again after our last live event where we were in a
Yes.
learning and growing environment. And this is a completely different conversation I'm sure we're gonna have. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you so much. And you are always host on the stage, but now today you are a guest. So how is your feeling?
Actually, truth be told, I'm usually always guests on shows because even when I am doing my own events, like I am a singer and I perform across the country and the world, there's usually always someone who does the exact same thing. They'll give a little
Yes.
introduction, and then it is my show, so to speak. But yes, this is a different experience in the sense where. We are sort of you're delving into some different like thought processes that go on in the mind, so I'm open to that completely.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Emily, once again for joining us. So before we proceed, can you please share a little bit about your background, your backstory, like how did you started and how you transitioned from a singer-songwriter to a communication coach?
So Nilesh, let me I'm going to come to that communication bit. It's
Yes,
not
yes.
really, that's not my genre, though I do speak quite well. I think I definitely,
Yes.
and that communication is a very important aspect of what I teach. But let me hit my story there, and then
Yeah,
I'll
your
tell you what
backstory.
exactly is it that I do. So I grew up in a middle class family. I grew up in Delhi, and I'm a Keralite. So and in a Mallu household, it's really important that पढ़ाई बहुत जरूरी है. मतलब you have to finish your education. They hold that very sacrosanct. So
Yes.
I did my graduation in journalism from Bangalore. I did my master's from in mass communication from Symbiosis Pune. I was working in a corporate job for close to a year before I and it was really good. Like I had the highest paying job on campus, etc., etc. But I always wanted to sing, so I quit and I decided to get into music. And this was the year 2006. So it's been, yeah, almost a 14 year journey in music. I ended up winning a reality show. And post that, my career as a touring musician started. So I have performed in over 35 countries around the world. And I have done over 2,500 concerts. So that is my journey as a singer songwriter. I've done um, on Sony TV, I did a show called Jamin. Then my independent song last year, we were trending #1 on YouTube. So all of that is like a little bit of my music background, so to speak. But doing music, it's sort of every time I'd be on stage, I'd get like this little um, बोलता है ना कुछ अंदर से आवाज so I would get that आवाज saying there's more to me than this. And
Yes.
even on stage, like when I sing and when I as a performer on stage, my I would always make sure, like I would always communicate, I would always interact. It would be very high energy. It would be making sure, चाहे वो 8 साल का हो या 80 साल का हो, like everybody should be on the dance floor, like really high energy and having a good time. So I used to always feel like there is more to me than just that. And I got pregnant. Now my baby's 10 months old, but when I got pregnant, I started wanting to get on that journey more. Like it became like a, like what they say, your mission, like that's finding your purpose and deep diving into it more and more. And I think that's where my story, like how the trajectory changes, is I think just wanting to really leave behind a beautiful world for my baby. Like that's where I felt I was doing music and that was my business and that was making me money. But this is my mission. So right now, I don't. I am actually an energy coach. So I train people how to bring about rich energy into their lives. So to fit, all of the energy that they have inside of them, to tap into that energy and to bring forth more abundance and more prosperity. And so yes, more energy, better communication skills, better stage presence,
Yes.
more wealth, more success. So but everything working, all of that in aspects of energy. That's what I do.
Powerful. That's really powerful, and I know your journey of the Bollywood and all. But yes, we don't go and discuss all those things here. But 35 country performance in 35 countries, 2000 plus stages is really a great thing. And having this, but you stop all those things because of your little world and the mother heart, the giveaway by give up by mothers. Like it's really
No, no,
I
let me
mean not
correct
give
you.
up,
Hang on.
but yes,
No, yes,
yes,
absolutely not give up.
yeah,
So no,
yes,
so I don't believe in that at all. Like
yeah,
I don't believe that as a woman or as a mother or actually as a human, you need
mm,
to give up anything else to do something else well. So
yeah,
I am still a singer, songwriter. I still do shows. Like my
yeah,
baby was only 3.5, 4 months old, and I started traveling already. Like
mm,
I was on stage. So definitely, I feel like that psyche that says that you can't have it all. Like I feel that's a very wrong. That's a limited belief. Like that's a programming, and I feel like I don't operate from that space. So I definitely feel like this is a part of me. Like God has given me a gift, and music is something that I do that makes people happy. I have a great audience for it, and I don't believe that to do this I need to quit that, or to be an awesome mother or a great mother I need to put that on the back burner. So my music is still there. My music is still a part of my incredible story, because it in some way that's the platform that's given me this position, given me this opportunity to reach a wider audience. So I definitely am doing, I'm still 100% there, but I'm also really focusing on this because this is a very, like, it's soul work. It's really where you're tapping into your soul. You're tapping into your that frequency of how can you be of service to people, or how can you really create a transformational effect in the lives of people. And for me, that part of the journey is also really important.
yeah. Now the point is here. Dot is connected, right?
Yeah.
Super. So you are an energy coach, right? So how people can develop the energy in themselves? So suppose I am hosting this interview shows, or anybody or else your clients are uh, publishing videos, or they are might be on the stage. So how they can develop the kind of energy so the audience will get too much attention and audience enjoy the show, and when they leave the show they feel like I don't want to leave and I want to be in that zone. So how that
Right.
happen?
Okay, so I'm going to start off with the true philosophy that I actually believe
Yes,
in.
please.
And my thing is that everything, like 2 points, okay? Point number one is everything is energy. Everything. And by energy, I don't mean this. Okay, so I'm generally like a super high energy person. Like if you meet me in person, also you'll see me bouncy and happy, and that is my physical energy. But there is a mental energy and emotional energy, and more than that, there's a spiritual energy that all of us have. So that is one aspect, like this chair I'm sitting in, that is energy. The air around us, the walls, everything is energy. So that is one principle, if we start to think of it like that, and I'll connect the dots for you. So that is one. The second principle is that everything is interconnected. So so principle one, everything is energy. Number two, everything is interconnected. But how do you use that to, like for example, in communication, a when we start, most people think being confident of communicating well or having energy is about just showing it. Like, no, because if you are not that person, like naturally it will show up. It will show up in your communication. So it's not about looking at how someone else's speak. Like, people say, oh, watch videos and do all of that. That is one step of the process, definitely. But the actual, this will come, like the who you are, understanding who you are, that is what shows up. So it's really important. Like a very simple thing is just be really aware of what you stand for. So do you stand for, like, you could be absolutely speaking like this and still sound really confident, correct? Now that's not my energy, but there are people who speak like that. There are people who speak like this and they still come out sounding so good. You get it? So it's, you have a tone, you have your body language, you have your aura, you have all of those things, and everything goes back to what is your mind thinking, what is your chatter saying. So all of that, it also manifests itself on the outside. So it is uh my one simple tip. Like if I had to just, I am now listening to you speak. So if I had to, like for example, if I was going through a coaching process, like one on one with somebody, and if this is how you were communicating, I would say, Nilesh, the only thing, like the first thing I would like you to do is look up, look into the camera, like don't look at me. Because this, for example, a platform like this is you reaching out and reaching hundreds of others, right? For example, so you are not just listening to me, you are a medium for others to listen to. So what I would do is, like, just look up and look into the lens, and then just move your body. A lot happens. It's just very simple. When you say, hi Ambili, are you doing well? Like naturally, in a conversation, if you were to talk to me, if you were to show interest, you'd be like, yeah, hi, like, how are you, right? You would just move your head. But I feel like a lot of times people get conscious, maybe on camera, or they're thinking. So the thing is to be as effortless and as natural as you are in person. And that comes with just tapping into your frequency of understanding who you are and where your strengths come from. So for now, I would just say, yeah, just like that would be my one little tip, just in case someone wants to pick up a nugget from this situation.
That's really awesome. That's something is we all have to learn, right? And energy is not like as you just mentioned, like high in energy, like dancing and all. It's all in the our way how we speak, how loud we speak, how low we speak, but we are showing our energy or not, right? This is super awesome. So you also perform in 35 plus countries, 2000 plus stages. So how was the journey of it, like every time when you are on a stage, how was your feeling behind the, and what kind of preparation you do before being on the stage?
Um, so because I've been doing it for very long, it now comes quite naturally to me. Like it's been a
But
part
for
of,
people, if they wants to do so,
I,
they have a limiting belief like log kya sochenge, मैं कैसा लग रहा हूँ, and for
right.
them, yes.
I think for every individual on whichever stage of the journey they are on, for every individual, I guess the preparation would be very different. So let me talk about when I was beginning my, and there are still times when I get nervous. It's not like you never get over the nervousness. If you get over it, that probably comes from a place of it really doesn't mean that much to me anymore. So I don't care how it turns out. Like, if you care how it turns out, you would be nervous, and that's absolutely okay. It's about how do you take that, again, how do you take that nervous energy, or like those butterflies in your stomach, and how do you take that and transmutate it into like a positive frequency? So they talk about this in Think and Grow Rich. In fact, like in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about it as like transmutation of energy, and he talks about different energies. He even talks about like sexual energy, like how can you transmutate that? So there's a there's a lot that goes on in the mind that manifests itself in the body. So I think stage one would be for people who are beginners, right? If someone is I would just really recommend just practice, practice, practice. Like, be very sure with your content. So whether you're a speaker, you're a singer, you're a trainer, coach, it could be you going on stage as a corporate executive, an employee in an office, going for a new interview. Everything is stage. Your opportunity to shine in the spotlight. If you are doing a Zoom call and if you get called and spotlighted, that's your moment on stage. So you have to start thinking about it like that. So just being very familiar with your content, whatever scenario you're in, it really helps. So just practicing, because once you content, then you're not really worried here about acha kya bolna hai, kya bolna hai, kya bolna hai. Content is, then you're going with the flow, then your body will automatically flow. I think people in the second and third stages, like people who are relatively more, maybe they've been on stages but they just want to up their game, then I would really highly recommend that they focus on, so once that content bit is settled, then they focus on adding all the layers, like adding the layers of, how do you connect with the audience? And I think for me, that's a really, really important thing to understand. Like, how are you engaging with them, communicating with them? How do you make sure that you remain unforgettable? Because people, whether it's online webinars or whether it's offline sessions, people are used to so much. You have like, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to create like a really strong impression. So then you start to layer up on all of those things: the speed, the tone, the body language, how your gestures are, how your aura is. I think that is the next phase of working yourself up bit by bit.
Yes, that makes sense. And as they say, practice makes you better, and practice makes you every single time better and better and better, and then you become a perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
how it works. And you mentioned like when you do practice, after the practice, you become unforgettable. So can you give some ideas, tips? As you already give some ideas, but if you want to throw more light on it, like how they become unforgettable, how they make it in a way, we all know like there is not 100% stuff which is
Yeah.
100%, but still, if you want to give some advice from your experience, like how they become unforgettable, so what was that?
Oh man. So I think I have to definitely think of what makes me not forget people. So let me approach it from a point of view of what really stands out for me. And this could be different. Like, there is a vibe for everybody, right? Like it's not like every single person in the audience is going to be a fan. It's not necessary. Like, the objective is to win over 80 to 85% of the crowd, because there'll still be people who are on the fence or whatever. So I feel like one of the strongest things that really stands out is authenticity. Like, being vulnerable, sharing your story, being like operating from a place of kindness and intent. What is your intent? Your It has to be pure, and it has to be when people, and I feel I'm very good because I'm an energy coach, and because I have been doing this work, I'm so tuned into people's frequencies. Like, I can immediately just figure out where vibrationally they're operating. And I feel even if a lot of people don't have that, they'll see something and they'll be like, kuch to missing hai. Like it'll be the thought in their head because people can sense fakeness. So one of my biggest things is to just completely be authentic. And that actually comes from doing the work yourself, like walking the talk, being on that path where you're growing and you're learning and you're upgrading. And I think doing it for a purpose of just service is really, I think it's a beautiful space to be in. People love that.
Yeah, that's the point. And people love how much vulnerable you are and how much authentic you are. Because when we share our real backstory, they connect with us and
Yeah,
they feel that yes, it is my backstory. Because
yeah,
the world, everybody have the same story. As we
yeah,
attended the trainer last, I think in the March, right? And
yeah,
Blair mentioned this one thing: everybody have the same problem. The thing
yeah,
is, just it is in the different term and all those things, but they
yeah,
have the same problem, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you for sharing this one awesome thought. So you are an energy coach and you also have some client bases, so how they develop their energy, in a what way, like how you are teaching them to develop their energy? Is there any step by step, like what is the first step they apply, then second step, you have anything for your clients?
Yeah, so my program is called the Rich Energy Vortex. So the first step is understanding what is your rich energy. People think of rich as being wealthy. Yes, money is a very important aspect of life, but for me, because remember how I started this conversation with you, I said everything is related. So I am helping them tap into four pillars of energy. So rich is actually an acronym and it stands for R is for revenue, I is for inner world, C is your connection. Connection means connection to your family and to your friends and connection to yourself. And H is your health. So we basically lay a foundational work on rising and increasing the levels of energy in each of these four quadrants of our life. So consequently, as the energy comes up, it starts showing itself up on the outside. And I'm such a strong believer of the fact that, so more like stage confidence energy. I have one of my programs is called Stage Confidence Energy, and that's one of my most highly requested programs. So, but I need to still take them through all of this groundwork because people think that being on stage is just about holding a mic and saying hello everyone, I'm doing awesome, it's incredible to meet you. But that comes from your brain has to work at the speed of, I won't say light because that's an exaggeration, but your brain has to be working really, really fast because when you're on stage, your nerves are high, like you're nervous, and again, remember when I'm saying stage, I mean even platforms like this. So you're nervous and you might be feeling. So what happens is because that emotional surcharge is higher, your brain's processing powers come down. And so from the time the brain sends communication to the mouth, you have really slowed down a little because you are actually waiting for the brain to send you signal. So my system is so powerful because we are actually working on neuroscience. Like it is a system that I have designed, which is based on complete neuroscience principles plus the laws of spirituality that govern our universe. And it's the only program of its kind that combines all of this and uses and helps you like raise your vibration, show that so that it shows up on all of these aspects. So yes, stage confidence is one aspect, but it's also going to increase your confidence off stage, like you speaking to someone else, you speaking to your peers, you making your sales pitch, all of that is also stage. So I
Yes,
really program people's minds to think differently.
really amazing. And I love this RICH. Awesome. That's
Yeah,
a great
thank
secret.
you.
Yeah, that's a really good. Each and everything is aligned with the mission and all the statement, right? Super.
Yeah.
So You are also a super speaker.
Super speaker top two. Don't
Top,
even
oh,
like,
yes, top
yeah.
two. Yes, top second, right?
Yeah.
If the people who are watching us right now and they also wants to join this super speaker season 3 is coming up, and they wants to be in this top 10, top 5, what is the things they all can do? And it's all about energy at the same time, but also your communication, your script of content, so how they can prepare all those things to deliver a massive great speech.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a different tangent to think about this. I don't think of like the reason I embarked on Super Speaker wasn't to wasn't for the cash prize, or wasn't, oh, I want to be the best speaker in the country. No, I think it was to go on an adventure. It was to do something uh, outside of my comfort zone, or do something which is just making me think in a very different process. So, I think one of the first, and that really just takes off the pressure. One is to approach it with a point of view of I am allowing the universe to be my teacher, and allowing the universe to take me through this whole journey for whatever comes up. So for me, that was always the process. For me, it was the process of, oh, what can I learn? What can I grow? What can I, how can this help my soul reach the next level of evolution? So I really like approached it like that. So for me, it was not a competition. And I don't even think that it's very soul work. Like, you don't know what comes up. What I really enjoyed was just meeting other like-minded people, was just, beautiful forming of the tribes, and you get a really good bond. You're learning and growing with each other. And I think at the outset itself, if that is your vibration and that is your energy, it will carry you throughout for longer in the competition, instead of it coming from a place of, jeetna hai, jeetna hai. I feel like that's too much, because most of the questions they will ask, like if you've noticed, even season 1 and season 2, all of the stages of the journey, they are really trying to uh, get you to do the deep work on tapping into what is it that you want. So it's a really good platform for people who haven't begun their coaching journey yet. Like, because when I started, I hadn't really started my coaching journey yet. So when I started putting up videos and all that, it was just like really interesting, because I was like understanding myself better. So please do it with a vibe of that. It's very, like, sometimes like some just ordinary video, whatever, becomes like they take notice, and they're like, there's something, some magic in this person, and they pick that person, and they got into top 250 or top 1,000 or whatever, because there are lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of people who are registering. So just go with the view of, I'm going to enjoy the journey, I'm going to have a great time, I am going to speak my truth. And it's not about shining on camera. Just speak, just be authentic, just be honest, just show your heart, like wear your heart on your sleeve, and they'll see you. And I think that's what matters.
Yeah, so intention is also the one thing, right? And
Absolutely, absolutely.
when we have intention to give our 100%, not thinking that I want to win, but yes, in mind that I want to give my 100%, whether I am going to win or not, it's all on destiny and all on other things. But my
Yeah,
focus on improving on myself, my focus is on the process. That's the
yeah,
point to achieve the goal. And
yeah.
universe will give us
वो वो
automatic.
भगवत भगवत गीता में क्या
हाँ,
बोलते हैं, आप कर्म करो, फल की चिंता मत करो. एंड आई
फल की
रियली
चिंता
थिंक,
मत करो.
या, आई
Yes.
थिंक कर्म करना इज बेसिकली जस्ट, मेरे लिए तो वो बहुत जरूरी है. लाइक, डू द वर्क सो दैट आई एम इन टच विथ माई सोल. लाइक, दैट जर्नी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मी. एंड आई फील लाइक सुपर स्पीकर वाज लाइक दैट फॉर मी. Like, it just helped me get more and more in touch with my soul. So for me, the process was not, Array, I'm going to uh, take the winning check home. Though the winning check helps. Matlab, don't get me wrong. I can
Yes.
understand. Like I said, that is the motivation. But for me, that was the focus was, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? I think that is just a good space to be in.
Yeah, that's really great stuff. Just now you share. So, if we talk about the mistakes people do in communication, in energy, by being on stage, by being on energy coach, so what kind of mistakes did you find while teaching to your clients, while giving them a coaching? Any three mistake, four mistake you have from
Um,
your?
so I don't think they should be called mistakes. Like I don't think anybody is actually ever, there's no mistake. It's just where they are in their journey of life.
Yeah.
So, people, especially who come into this world of wanting to grow, are people who really want to change, but they don't know what it is that is wrong. So, for me, one of the first steps is to really get them to become aware of where they are blocking their energy. So, what is it that is not showing up? So, most people have a common thing of, Acha, I need more confidence, right? I want to communicate better. I need more confidence. But where is your lack of confidence coming from? Like why, what has been happening, or what is the programming in your brain, or what are the limiting beliefs, or where have you been blocking energy so that either success or more money or opportunities or whatever it is that hasn't shown up for them? So that's why for me the process that everything is connected is so important, because you can't upgrade one area of your life without upgrading the other. So the base level of foundation has to be so strong that you have to build your life from there. अगर आप कह रहे हो अच्छा, I don't care about my relationships right now, or I don't care about spirituality, like for me connection, like true connection, when I say about spiritual connection, so for me, if someone says oh spirituality is not important, mera maqsad hai, I just want to work on my R pillar, like my pillar of revenue, and I'm like, it can't, because because the connection is amiss is why this is happening. So I think that assessment of where you stand, of what is it that you need to do more work in which area, that is your first step to really growing and just reaching all of your dreams, that life that you want to lead, that goal. To get that goal you need to know where you are, कि हम लोग यहाँ, अगर हमको यहाँ जाना है और हमको पता नहीं है कि हम यहाँ खड़े हैं, so then how are you going to set the disha, like the GPS route? You have to know where you're standing. So I think that just gives you a lot of clarity.
Where you are and where you want to go is matters the most, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
You are a singer, right? And would you like to sing any song, your favorite song for us, for our audience? 1 minute, one line, two line, any favorite song
Yeah.
of yours?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes. So for the first time, we have a singer on the show, and she's singing a music. So it's happening for the very first time on my show. Yes. Over to you.
ओ लाल मेरी, ओ लाल मेरी, लाल मेरी, लाल मेरी, लाल मेरी, लाल मेरी, ओ लाल मेरी हिफत, ओ लाल मेरी पत, रखियो बाला झूले लालन, ओ लाल मेरी पत, रखियो बाला झूले लालन, सिंधड़ी दा सेवण दा, सिंधड़ी दा सेवण दा, सखी शाबाज कलंदर, दमादम मस्त कलंदर, अली दा पहला नंबर, दमादम मस्त कलंदर, अली दम दम दे अंदर, ओ लाल मेरी, ओ लाल मेरी.
Thank you for this awesome song. Amazing. So music is something I love always, and मेरा ड्रीम था कि सिंगर बनूं, और है वो मैं करता
हाँ,
रहता हूँ कभी कभार.
हाँ,
यस. म्यूजिक रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ मैं, वीडियोस पब्लिश नहीं किया
right.
अभी तक, बट यस आई हैव अ ड्रीम. सो कभी पब्लिश भी करूंगा. सो थैंक यू सो
Nice,
मच.
more power to you. Thank
थैंक
you,
यू.
Nilesh. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Ambili, for joining us and giving a lot of value on the show. And it's really glad कि आपने कम्युनिकेशन से रिलेटेड, एनर्जी से रिलेटेड, स्टेज से रिलेटेड सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन हमारी ऑडियंस के साथ शेयर करी. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग हियर. एंड वेयर डू पीपल कैन फाइंड यू, कनेक्ट विद यू?
So you guys can find me on Instagram. I'm just Ambili Menon, AMBILIMENON, and Instagram is where I'll keep updating all of my courses and all of my modules. You can also just find me on ambili.com, AMBILI.com.
Perfect. I'll drop all the link in the description, and be make sure you share a lot of golden nuggets in the comment section. What is the one thing that you learned from this? And I'm sure you learned so many things, not only one thing, but share what is the biggest takeaway of yours in the chat box, and show your love to Ambili for sharing a lot of great insights and for the music that's the song for us. Thank you so much, Ambili, for once again.